Buscemi was recently in New York just standing there minding his own business, hanging out on 3rd Ave, looking down at his phone when some awful scumbag just decides to sucker punch him in the eye.
Clap your hands, everybody, for Philadelphia.
Carl Winslow is banging Puff Daddy. Apparently, Eddie Winslow is now hanging out with Onlyfans star Sydney Starr, who's trans.
76ers, here they come, Philadelphia.
Harrison Butker, kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs, who had quite the speech, going hard on the soft, sissy culture of young men nowadays, which, you know, shit's crazy when a frickin' kicker is talking tough. Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6ers.
When questioning the Uber driver, he responded by saying, "This is Florida," and I actually thought he was going to pull a machete.
6ers. 10, 9, 8, 76ers. Clap your hands.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast presents WPP News. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied by Liam Reese, Mikey Medigan, and Jay Dub. On this show, we're bringing you the internet's juiciest news stories, reporting on everything from a Houston tranny with road rage, to the Florida man rep coming under attack, and a debate between 1.5 heavyweights. We're going to head to Liam Reese with entertainment news, who's going to give us the latest on why someone stalked Nucky Thompson. Liam, what's the scoop?
Hi, everybody. Star Steve Buscemi was recently in New York just standing there minding his own business, hanging out on 3rd Ave, looking down at his phone when some awful scumbag just decides to sucker punch him in the eye. Steve had to be taken to the hospital. He was sitting there bleeding from his eye. And by the way, this man is 66 years old. Police had surveillance of the guy that did it. He didn't look like a small guy, by the way. He was eventually identified as Clifton Williams, and hopefully they catch this loser. Steve Buscemi gave us Boardwalk Empire, Fargo, Reservoir Dogs, Con Air, and Donnie from The Big Lebowski, who was pretty awesome. And don't forget, he jumped on a fire truck and was down there helping people during 9/11. This guy's a hero. His publicist says he's recovering, he's doing fine, but still, New York, come on, you got to do better. I know people have been getting smacked around randomly on the streets, but someone's got to get this guy. I'm Liam Reese, Entertainment News. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Liam. In other news, a witness stated that it was Jimmy Darmody looking for payback. All right, thank you for that, Liam. We're going to keep it moving. We're going to head to Mikey Medigan, who's got the latest from a Razorback. Mikey, what's the story?
On site, on scene, here in front of BCC, not to be confused with BBC, Benedictine College, a small Catholic liberal arts school packed with soy boys and transformers who will one day blame someone else for the useless degree and monster student loan debt. But definitely, they will not remember their commencement speaker, Harrison Butker, kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs, who had quite the speech, going hard on the soft, sissy culture of young men nowadays, which, you know, shit's crazy when a frickin' kicker is talking tough. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. He didn't just stop there, though. Next in his crosshairs was women, pretty much saying to stop twerking on the TikTok and get in the kitchen and work that oven box. After that, he also took a stab at the oldest man on earth, Joe Biden, for being a bad Catholic. These topics and views aren't what has the old butt licker, the tough talking kicker, in trouble. No, the issue is with the use of Taylor Redding railroad track body built bitch Swift's lyrics. When the Swifties stupids heard him spew, as my teammate's girlfriend says, familiarity breeds contempt. They all died a little bit inside and now swear by zero power invested in them and their corny cult to find, protest, and cancel this butt licker the kicker. When I reached out to old butt licker, he responded to me with, "It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me." So I assume this butt licker and Jesus are ready for war. I'm Michael Medigan, on site, on scene. Back to the studio, WPP News.
Thank you for that, Mikey Medigan. Great story. In other news, here's an idea for the Swifties. Why don't you just Shake It Off. Excellent stuff. We're going to keep it on, keep it on moving down the road. We're going to head to J-Dub, who's got the latest on family. J-Dub, what's the story?
It's a rare condition this day and age to read any good news on the newspaper page. To follow up last week's story where Carl Winslow was banging Puff Daddy, apparently Eddie Winslow is now hanging out with OnlyFans star Sydney Starr, who's trans. Another list of things I had no idea was going to come out of Family Matters. I don't know what Laura's going to be up to or Urkel. It's chaos. What is going on here? Seriously. The two of them. I'm just baffled by it. This reporter has nothing else to say other than I can't believe this. Carl Winslow and Puff Daddy had sex with each other. Are you serious? Is this possible? Do we live in a world where this can happen? I'm baffled. Matthew, back to you.
Thank you for that, J-Dub. In other news, it's come to light that the tranny girlfriend, Sydney Starr, was once actor and character from Family Matters, Waldo Geraldo Faldo. Great stuff. We're going to keep it moving. We're going to head to the Sunshine State, where Liam Reese has the latest on a man and his reputation. Liam, what's the scoop?
A Florida man is complaining about his ruined reputation after he pulled his gun on an Uber driver. Turns out the Uber driver was just dropping his daughter off at their house. Police arrested Sean Hollenbeck earlier this week for false imprisonment and aggravated assault with a weapon. After pulling the Uber driver out of his car, Hollenbeck forced the Uber driver to lay on the pavement while he takes pictures of his license plate and made him pull out his wallet so he could take pictures of his driver's license, his Uber account, and the address the daughter came from. Apparently, the daughter snuck out, so logically, whoever is driving her home is really not the person you should be angry with, but Hollenbeck is digging his heels in. After the incident and being arrested, Hollenbeck also lost his job. All clues that you may have done something wrong and you could be at fault. Hollenbeck says no, though. They're dragging his name through the mud, and he can't wait to get to court so he can explain why you should be allowed to hold strangers at gunpoint if you're really, really upset. Well, best of luck to you, buddy. I'm sure it's all going to work out. I'm Liam Reese, and that's some Florida news. Back to you, Matt.
Thank you for that, Liam Reese. When questioning the Uber driver, he responded by saying, "This is Florida," and I actually thought he was going to pull a machete. Excellent stuff. Let's keep it on moving down the road. We're going to head back to Mikey Madigan, who's going to give us the rundown from the Lone Star State. Mikey, what's the story?
On site, on scene in Houston, where a transformer stabbed and ran over a man. To my surprise, not by transforming into a car first, but from apparently behind the wheel of a normal car. Kadon Fisher, 20, is being charged with the murder of 64-year-old non-transformer Steven Anderson. Police say the tranny ran over the non-tranny and then stabbed him multiple times, killing him, but not much more. So your favorite Wonder Bread Wop found video of the incident, which is quickly making its rounds on the intranet. In said video, you'll see the transformer, who's built like a man but has a blonde female wig on and wearing short shorts. The transformer then morphs into a Dodge Charger and runs over the man. Then Megatron's sped cousin puts the car in reverse and runs over the man again. It then spawns out of Charger mode and back into human form and proceeds to walk over, straddle the victim in some weird gay dominant tranny move, kisses the victim, then stabs him 9 times before fleeing the scene. Witnesses said the transformer stayed in human form when escaping. Police then quickly caught Optimus Stupidius. And now I just want to be clear here at the end. I fully support Transformers' rights and culture. So leave me out of this, because between me and you, I'm friggin' scared of these monsters. On site, on scene, Michael Madigan, WPP News.
Thank you for that, Mikey Madigan. And I must say, no one has done more for Transformers' rights besides Optimus Prime than the one and only Mikey Madigan. We're going to keep it moving. We're going to head to Jalen Dub, J-Dub. and he's going to give us the latest on the political landscape, being that he is a political heavyweight. J-Dub, what's the story?
It's official. The boys are back. The reigning, defending debate champion will be showing down with the old bag of bones, Joe Biden, on June 27th. And I, for one, am looking more forward to that than I am to watch Mike Tyson beat up Jake Paul. I am fired up for a debate. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a rousing time. We'll bring a little popcorn. We'll watch two old men, two of the oldest men who've ever run for president, only beating the record of them running previously against each other, into a good old fun talk time. And I am very excited. So spread the word around town because the boys are back. Back to you, Matt.
Thank you for that, J-Dub. In response to this, Trump said that he's going to make America debate again.
The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. I'm fucking excited too.
I'll tell you
what
this.
It's good for. It's good for everybody. It's good for the economy.
Yeah.
It's good for everybody.
I'll tell you this right now.
Huh?
Couldn't give a shit about politics.
Oh,
Dude, could you imagine the amount of Adderall both of these dudes are going to have to consume that night to sit there and debate for like an hour?
am Iron Man.
Yeah.
Dude, I did love like in the clips of the other debate when Trump was just like shitting all over Hillary. Right, like, dude,
you'd
when
be
he's
in
like
jail.
interrupting and like walking behind, like, dude, like just total intimidation tactics.
Yep.
It was
Slanging
pretty
that dick.
hilarious. Yeah, it was hilarious. But speaking of slang and dick, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives Podcast presents WPP News. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied by Liam Reese, Mikey Medigan, and Jay Dub. In case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can also on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on Twitter and TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workperspectives@gmail.com, and please like and subscribe so you can continue this sweet, sweet content. Thanks for listening, and have a great weekend. Thanks. See you.
76ers, here they come.